This evening I'm going to be doing a tarot reading for my friend Hannah. And this reading is going to be an alignment mirror reading. And this is based on the guide from the Threads of Fate Oracle deck, as well as some literature from Biddy Tarot. So I've already shuffled my deck. And this is a 5-card spread. And I'm going to choose the cards. And the way that I like to choose cards is by having my deck in front of me and then laying them out in alternating directions and just choosing the card that stands out. When I'm just running my hands over the deck. Alright, so I have picked my 5 cards. And just for a little bit of explanation as to what an alignment mirror spread is. The alignment mirror is meant to give us a little bit of a clue into how we can be in better alignment with our soul's purpose and our soul's mission. So we want to be intentional with our actions and consciously listening to our bodies. What things bring us joy and what things in our life nurture us and bring us positive energy. And looking at those things as a sign that continuing to do the things that bring us joy means that we are getting closer to aligning with what the universe wants us to be doing. Sometimes the universe asks us if we really want to continue on the path that we are on. Continuing to connect with your higher purpose can give you direction. And that's what this reading is meant to help elucidate. The cards are going to reveal what's happening in your inner life and your outer life. And how the cards can give you direction. What are you here to learn? And what are you here to teach? Who do you want to be? And who do you want to impact? And how are you nurturing and honoring yourself with every action. I'm going to turn over the cards. And I'm going to take a moment to learn about the cards a little bit more. All right, so I have taken some time to write down some notes about this spread. And wow, I am really excited to get to share this with you. I think this is a great spread, and there are some really great connections that I think we'll be able to see between the cards in this spread. So the card in the first position represents your inner life. What's happening in your internal world right now? And the card in that position is strength. You can see here that there's a large leaf and a network of roots and a full moon up in the corner. So the strength card represents what's happening internally. And this is a earth card. And when this card comes up, it can represent that we are maybe tapping into our reserves of strength and resilience during a time that may be requiring us to adjust to things that make us uncomfortable. Adjust to transitions, to loss, to change. And our ability to get through this time of discomfort depends on the inner strength that we can pull from, and recognize that all storms do pass. One of the things that we see on that card is the branching roots on the bottom of the card. With a tree, the roots are the source of the stability and the strength of the tree, but you don't always see the roots. This card encourages you to tap into that inner network of strength that you have that may not be visible. And encourages you to look not only at what you perceive your strengths to be, but at your perceived weaknesses, and how those weaknesses can also be a source of your strength if you look at them from a different perspective. You also notice that there is a moon, a full moon, at the top of the card. And the moon represents our inner world, our fears, our worries, our dreams. So there's a lot of turmoil that's happening in your inner world. And you are depending and drawing deep into those reserves of strength. And this is a time of amplified emotions, but it is also a time of gratitude. You can look at yourself and look at the storm that is raging around you and see that you are still standing a tall, strong tree, and recognize that you have that inner strength. So what's interesting is that the moon also is carried over to the card in the second position, which is the outer life card. What's happening in your outer world right now? And that card is the shadow card. And you can see that this card also has the moon and a bat underneath. And the shadow card is an air card. So I found it interesting that in the inner life we have the strength, which is this earth card. And in the outer life we have the shadow card, which is an air card. Now, the shadow card can initially be a cause for concern. You know, we don't want to have to think about darkness. But what we need to recognize with the shadow card is that we cannot reach our full potential and our true self without knowing ourselves in totality. And your innermost emotions and fears need to be faced and examined. And the shadow card encourages us to look at things within ourselves that we may have been told to bury, things that we've been told are embarrassing about ourselves or our personalities, things that people have told us to be self-conscious about, to be concerned about, maybe in our outer life. But in examining these things, we can recognize that the shadow card is actually a gift. I really enjoy the symbol of the bat because the bat uses echolocation to see through the dark. The bat doesn't fear the dark. The bat isn't afraid of the dark. And the bat trusts in itself and in its senses. So while we cannot always see the way in the dark, we need to trust the process. And in order to make the shadow disappear, we need to shine light onto it. We need to dig and examine those things that we've been told to push down. The next card in the third position represents the aligned inner life. Remember that this is an alignment mirror. Then the aligned inner life card shows how your inner world should be if you are in alignment with the higher soul and your higher self and living to your full potential. And so the card that demonstrates how your inner world should be, oh, this is great. This is the Explorer card. See, there's a compass in the center, and then we have the eye and the heart on the Explorer card. So the Explorer card calls you out of your routine, and it encourages you to find a rhythm with your higher self and your deepest self. It encourages you to ask yourself, what qualities are brought out of me when I'm exploring? Is there a sense of joy? Is there a sense of strength, of confidence when you are the captain of your own ship, when you are the leader of your trail? And a balanced explorer is not bound by society's expectations, and their external world reflects their internal world of mystery and curiosity. I thought that was great that we got this Explorer card for a spread that is talking about the alignment between your internal and your external world. And we have this card that shows that a balanced explorer has their external world reflecting their internal world of mystery and curiosity. We can use the Explorer card to, on a literal sense, how is the path that we are treading nurturing and honoring our internal self? We can also think of the Explorer as, how are we diving in and honoring our internal self? How are we allowing ourselves to feel fully all of our emotions? And are we examining all of these things that we are experiencing? Or, like the Shadow card says, are we pushing things down? Are we not allowing ourselves to explore all of these facets of our life? Now, the fourth card that we have is the aligned outer life. So we have the inner life, the aligned inner life, the outer life, and the aligned outer life. How is the outer world should be if you are in alignment and connecting with your higher purpose? And this card that we got is the Ask Body card. I like this card because there's a cat on it. It's a leopard or a jaguar, a big cat. And then we have the eye in the center. So the Ask Body card differs a little bit because while the other cards have been encouraging us to reflect on our emotional and mental state, the Ask Body card is asking you to enter a dialogue with your body. Your physical body holds all of your experiences, all of your traumas, all of your tensions are held in your body. And in so much of our daily life, we neglect to listen to what our body is telling us. So this Ask Body card, in order for you to have that alignment with the outer world, you need to connect with your body and honor this incredible vessel that's carrying you throughout this life. And the symbolism of the cat on the card is that it's a big cat, which is it's not a lion. You can see it has spots on it. So it's a leopard or a jaguar, which is a solitary big cat. This cat is not one that has a pride. And that is reminding you that only you and you alone can dive into your physical self. You need to be able to make that connection on your own and tap into that intimate relationship with your own body. One of the things that the guidebook encouraged for the Ask Body card is to just take a few moments during your day for mindful breathing, and with every inhale and exhalation, sending that energy to a spot in your body that you think needs a little bit of special attention. Now, the fifth card in this spread is how to align, the steps you need to take in order to come to alignment with your highest purpose. And this card is actually one that I drew when I was doing my introduction to my deck reading. So this deck has a special connection with this. And this card is the Play card. There's two dolphins on the front. And this card encourages you to take place in activities that you have zero expectations with. So often with life, we do activities in a task-oriented mindset. Everything needs to have a goal, everything needs to be monetized, everything needs to have its own place and compartmentalized, and if it's not on our list of to-dos, then we can't do it. And what the Play card is encouraging as part of that, how to align with your highest potential. It's encouraging you to connect back into doing things without a purpose. I know it sounds a little bit contradictory, connecting to my higher purpose by doing things that don't have a purpose. But I think that's actually a really great card, because the play card is encouraging us to connect both the physical and the emotional pleasure of playing, and removing any shame that we have about doing things that bring us joy in our life. When you were a little kid, you would run barefoot outside and throw mud, and I know that I would make witches' brews and concoctions out of mud and acorns and sand in my backyard, and wear princess dresses to the grocery store, and had no sense of shame about doing these things that brought me joy in my life. And the play card is encouraging us to tap into these things. I'm not saying that we need to go make mud pies, but what things in our life do we set aside as we grow older? And things that bring us joy that we maybe haven't made time for, or things that we've been, again, going back to that shadow card, what are things that we've been told that we can't enjoy? Things that we've been told to put aside, to push down. The play card encourages us also to stimulate our connection to the earth and our physical body. I thought that was an interesting connection back to the ask body, and also the explorer card. So these two cards, the explorer and the ask body, are how our inner and outer life should be in full balance. And then we have the play card, which is telling us how to do that. How can we nurture the explorer within ourselves? How can we nurture our body? We can do that through play. I hope that this reading has been helpful, has been illuminating. And as always with these tarot readings, the goal is for you to take away whatever you need to take away from these readings. I like to say that my relationship with the cards is that they are a mirror, and they can reveal what's already inside.